I think that the best way in life to grow is to change, but sometimes change is kind of difficult to adapt with. So today, I want to talk to you guys all about how I've been dealing with change lately and how you might be able to take some of these tips and tricks into your life. What's up, everyone? My name is Zoe Psychoski, and welcome back to my motivational YouTube channel, Zoe's 2 Dots on Life. If you are new here, then you should subscribe to this channel to receive motivational content every single Saturday. So today's video is a little bit more impromptu because I'm kind of like crunched for time because I've been going through a lot of change, but I think when it comes to my goals, I really want to try to stay consistent. So even if things are, playing out a little bit differently than planned, I want to make sure that I stick to what I said, posting a video every single Saturday or Sunday, but mostly Saturday. So I've been going through a lot of change right now in my life. I spent the last 6 months living at home. The first couple months I spent working on my spring semester from Penn State, and then I transitioned to just having a couple weeks of summer, and then finally I completed a Pepsi virtual internship. But now what? This is crazy. I'm filming this video right now in a different spot than I've ever filmed. I've set up my college dorm room. I have a single, so I really love where I am, but there's change involved with being here. And I think that the time we're living in right now is kind of scary because you don't know how quickly things can change. For example, there's been a lot of schools that have just started shifting their plans back to the virtual format. So I wake up every day just wondering, is this going to be my last day at Penn State, or am I going to be here for another week? Is it going to be another month? It's just kind of living it day by day in the moment and appreciating the little things because I don't know when it's just going to all be taken away from me. So I think that dealing with change is something that we all have to go through in life. And, it's tough for some people, but right now, this is definitely the weirdest change I've ever gone through because every single semester has been guaranteed. It's just okay, you're definitely going to be here every single day for the fall, every single day for the spring. But now, the fact that I have to wonder, am I going to be sent home? That's just such a weird thing to have to think right now and live through. And I was kind of just feeling weird today. I was like, you know what? I need to make sure I stay grounded during this time. And I felt like I was kind of shifting away from, my YouTube world too. So I was like, I'm just going to sit down with the camera and just kind of have a little rant about this whole weird time and just talk about the topic of change. I think during times of change, we have to remember to stay grounded to our true selves. And by this, I mean you have to really think back to your life before the change and after the change. And you have to think, okay, what do I want to keep with me that I was experiencing before the change? So for example, for me, I was doing such a great job when I was at home with my morning routine. I would wake up every single day at 5:50. I'd get into athletic clothes. I would go for a run. I would spend some time journaling and reading. I'd take a shower, eat breakfast, and then begin my day. But then when I got to Penn State here, I felt like that schedule was definitely taken away from me a little bit just because, I was spending my morning setting up my room or figuring out what books I needed, different things. And because I wasn't being intentional with that morning routine, which I was going through before the change, I kind of felt a little bit off. But I think what you have to do is in that exact moment you realize that, you say, okay, right now I'm taking action and I'm going to make sure I make that change in my life. So what I did this morning was I made myself wake up at 5:50, right? I got ready. I went for that run around campus. It was absolutely beautiful. Came back, showered, did a little journaling, and I just felt so grounded going into my day. I think we also have to remember who we really are during times of change. So for example, for me, I have been, since I've been back at Penn State, just noticing I've been comparing myself to a lot of people. I walk by different people now who I've just been at home. I haven't really seen many people out. I have to remember to focus inward too sometimes and think about who I really am and where my time, where my energy, where my attention should be. I think during times of change, we also need to take time to just reset and re-collaborate ourselves. You can't just be waking up after a big change and just going through the motions every single day, because I noticed how exhausted I was, like at the end of every day. And at home, I really wasn't feeling that way because I was doing activities which allowed me to reset my energy. But I have to remind myself going forward at school. So, if you're someone who's starting up your fall semester, like in college, or maybe you're transitioning to a new job or something just new that's taking a lot of your time and energy, remember to shift back to who you really were before this, right? And make sure you incorporate those activities that made you who you were. So if you were someone that worked out on a regular schedule, keep doing that in times of change. Or if you were someone who kept a regular journal, like keep doing that. Or just like little things, just remember to keep doing that, because that really keeps you on track with who you really are. So for me, like doing YouTube videos every single Saturday since May, that really kept me who I was, because I was, really trying to inspire other people during a time of negativity. So I want to keep doing that because it's still an uncertain time. And that's why this video is all about dealing with change, because we never know when things are going to shift. And another thing is just being grateful for the little things during times of change. So for example, I have just made myself so grateful to just be here, be at school, be at this campus that I haven't been able to be at since March. Before I was like, okay, I need to make sure I go to all these sporting events. I need to do this and this and this. I had this whole bucket list. But now, I just appreciate going for a walk around the campus, or grabbing food to go, because where I live, if you've noticed from my previous videos, I'm literally in the middle of the woods, and I couldn't just walk to, say, Chipotle to grab something and go eat it outside. So I've just been really grateful for all the little things that I can do, and I'm making sure that I appreciate them every single second, because who knows when things can change again. And I think that we need to remember that change is a good thing, because if you stay stuck in your ways all of your life, then you're never going to grow as a person. This change right now that I'm experiencing, it feels like I'm a little off right now in my schedule and my routine, but it's teaching me something. It's teaching me who I really am. And I know that in a couple weeks, I'm going to look back on this change and be like, oh, that's why that happened. There's just a purpose for everything in your life. So just remember that. I think we all learned a lot about ourselves during that quarantine time at home. For example, I learned that I needed to focus myself on those introverted activities too that recharge my energy. But you need to bring the things that you learned in your last phase of your life into this current phase, so that when you feel a little off balance due to some kind of change in your life, you can shift back to the person who you were and who you learned lessons from. So make sure you stay true to yourself. In a time of change, don't lose who you really are. Don't lose yourself, right? With me, I'm making sure that I stay grounded to the person who I am, the person who I've become, which is a totally different person in the past year of my life, but I'm staying true to that person, and I know that that person is growing. So make sure during a time of change, stay true to yourself, but keep growing into the person who you want to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little heart-to-heart impromptu kind of video. I look forward to what the next chapter of life brings. Best of luck in your journey to whatever your next chapter might be.